Well, a very pleasant Saturday afternoon from Wyoming Seminary High School. High school basketball coverage continues as the Mountain View girls, the Lady Eagles, all the way down from Kingsley, Pennsylvania, take on the Wyoming Seminary Blue Knights. Paul Garrity here with you today. Mountain View in the blue jerseys, Wyoming Seminary in the home whites. We'll take a look at today's starting lineups. First for the Eagles, state semifinalists last year in Class Single A under head coach Bill Simons. Starting lineup looks like this: Aubrey Sanders and Riley Kilmer in the backcourt with number 10 Riley Turner. And up front, the forwards Claire Getz, number 14, and number 21, their leading scorer, Addison Kilmer. Kilmer with the steal on the game's first possession. 3-ball on the way. Claire Getz book it. And Mountain View draws first blood. It's 3-0. The Seminary turns it over on the inbounds pass. Give you Seminary's starting lineup after this Eagle possession. Man-to-man for Wyoming Seminary to start the game. Head coach C.J. Kersey in his second year with the girls program. Addison Kilmer down low scores, and it's a quick 5-0 lead for the Lady Eagles. Starting lineup for Seminary: Lexi Lichtenstein and Claire Griffin along with Ellie Para. Down low and a nice pass from Smeraldi. Lichtenstein the finish, and it's 5-2. Eagles. Rounding out the starting five for the Blue Knights: Haley Smeraldi, number 45, and the young freshman, Ella Stambaugh. Heard a little bit about her. I know the Blue Knights very excited about Ella Stambaugh and her potential. As we have our first foul of the game, it'll send Addison Kilmer to the free throw line for two. .6:21 to play, first quarter. 5-2. Eagles. Mountain View's been a very good program up in northern Pennsylvania for about a decade now. They've had a couple different head coaches with the program. Basically the gold standard in Lackawanna Conference Division IV over the past decade. As Kilmer makes it 7-2. They've made it to the state semifinals more than once in the past few years. And a tie-up. Possession arrow back to Mountain View. Eagles 2-2 to start the season. Started the year with losses to Endicott as well as a very good Western Wayne team. Looking sharp here early as Riley Turner gets the easy lefty layup to make it 9-2. Full court pressure giving Seminary problems. And this time the arrow favors the Knights. Second time we've seen Mountain View here on Service Electric this week. They were victorious over Hanover area on Wednesday night. Blue Knight turnover. 5:38 to play in the first. And that is the definition of an unforced turnover there. We'll give it back to Sem. Double team comes on Stambaugh. Back to Lichtenstein. Some of these Seminary players won't be hard to see on the floor with these bright pink shoes. Good ball movement here, but not a lot of penetration. Now they get it inside, and Smeraldi off the feed from Lexi Lichtenstein. 9-4, Eagles lead it. Eagles have had no problems with the pressure so far. Out of bounds to Mountain View. As Smeraldi goes to the bench. Ellie Kersey, the freshman, checks in for Wyoming Seminary. Turner had it poked away. Stambaugh finds Griffin, rejected by Kilmer. Lichtenstein, beautiful find inside. Griffin converts. Lexi Lichtenstein's one of the best passers in the Wyoming Valley Conference. She loves to get inside, draw the defense, and kick as she did there. Here is Aubrey Sanders off target on a 3-ball. Offensive rebound to Riley Turner. Look for Getz. Her second from long range today. That one's a 2-point shot. And it gives Mountain View an 11-6 edge. Stepping into a 3, the freshman Kersey. Just into the game. Not even warm yet, but drills the triple in transition. It's 11-8. Mountain View. I thought that was a 3. They must have called it a 2. Unless the scoreboard's wrong. I'll go with the scoreboard for now. It's a 2-point shot. Mountain View leads by 3. Slapped away, it'll stay with the Eagles. Open look, knocked down, Riley Kilmer. 4 different players have made field goals from Mountain View in the first 5 minutes. They lead it by 6. Hot shooting first quarter for the Eagles. They've had no trouble getting what they've wanted offensively. Here's Lichtenstein. Kersey left alone. Ellie Kersey, 4 points in about a minute after entering the game. And it's a 14-10 game. Getz knocked down a couple outside shots. This time goes to the rim. Out of bounds, last touched by Mountain View. .205 to play, opening period. Griffin finds a cutting Lichtenstein, keeps the pivot foot, but misses too strong. Goes back to the Eagles, 14-10 lead. Looking to get above the 500 mark. They've won their last 2. Wins over Lakeland and Hanover by comfortable margins. How about this press break here? Good defense there by Kersey to get back. Kilmer powering up over Griffin with the left hand. Addison Kilmer has 6 early points. And it's a 6-point lead. Near steal by Turner. Down low. Griffin elected not to challenge the shot blocker. Open look for Para. Got it. Friendly roll for Ellie Para. 5 different seminary players have made a basket in the opening 7 minutes. And they trail 16-12. .32 seconds in the first. Kilmer off the pump fake. Stops, pops, circles out. Lichtenstein collects the rebound. 12 seconds for Sem as they trail by 4. And that's airmailed by Stambaugh with 6 seconds left in the first. Eagles will push it up. 2 seconds. Kilmer launches and nearly knocked one in at the horn. 8 minutes in the books. Both offenses looking sharp early, and it's Mountain View leading it after one. 16-12. You're watching high school basketball here on Service Electric TV. The first of a few Saturday afternoon games we'll have this season on our broadcast schedule. We'll be back on the air Monday night up at Crestwood High School as we'll get our look at what should be a really competitive matchup between two good teams. Nanticoke travels up the mountain to take on Crestwood Monday night. A 7 o'clock tip-off for that one right here on Channel 9 and Channel 509 in high definition. Balanced scoring for both teams in the first quarter. 4 players made baskets for Mountain View. 5 players chipped in for Wyoming Sem. Eagles had the lead throughout in the first quarter. 16-12, they have the advantage as we start quarter number 2. Rare turnover for Mountain View. They've taken care of it well so far today. Smeraldi back in there to start period number 2. Kersey, who gave them some scoring off the bench in the opening quarter, starts the second period on the floor. Lichtenstein steps into a mid-range J. Smeraldi blocked by Kilmer on the putback. And a foul is going to be whistled, I believe, against Kersey coming from behind. It's been a pretty foul-free game so far. Not a lot of whistles in this one. Only 2 free throws attempted in the first 9 minutes of the contest. Sanders, post entry poked away. Kersey continues her good play in one of her first games of her high school career. Lichtenstein barreling through traffic. Too strong with the shot off the window. Looking for our first points here of the second. 90 seconds in. That's Kilmer launching, a high arcer. Catapults high off the rim. Para battling, and it's last touched off the foot of Ellie Para. It'll go back to Mountain View as Claire Griffin back in there replacing Lichtenstein. Timeout called by head coach Bill Simons and the Eagles. 16-12 was the score after one. That's still where we sit. 6:16 to play in the half. be back here at Wyoming Seminary a week from today for a doubleheader of high school basketball coverage here on Service Electric TV. We'll have the Wyoming Seminary girls take on Southern Columbia for a 2:15 tip-off. And then we'll take a break for an hour or two following that game. We'll be right back on the air at 6 p.m. as the Wyoming Seminary boys take on Southern Columbia, who just won their 7th consecutive state championship in football over the weekend, or yesterday as a matter of fact. Southern Columbia basketball not nearly the state powerhouse their football team is, but we'll get a look at them Saturday, both on the girls and boys side, 2:15 and 6 o'clock, the broadcast times a week from today. (16-12) Mountain View leads it. And a whistle away from the basketball. Jousting down low. Not sure what they called. Looks like they got Stambaugh down low for a pushing foul away from the ball. That's her first. Kilmer up over a double team with the left hand again. Tough to stop down low. Addison Kilmer, one of the top returning players from that state semifinal team in single A last year. It's 18-12 Eagles. Here's Stambaugh around a screen. Getz yanks down the board. Getz. Not that time. Griffin. A little awkward looking running shot there, doesn't go. Mountain View has not gone to their bench yet. It's been the starting 5 for the first quarter and a half. Not unusual for schools the size of Mountain View. They would rely heavily on their starters. Kilmer, or check that, Sanders off the pump fake, gets the bounce. All 5 starters now for Mountain View have made a basket. And they've stretched the lead out to 8. Off the steal, Kilmer for 3. Stambaugh hit the deck underneath and a foul called. I think they're going to get Getz. And it is Claire Getz picking up her first foul. First foul of the quarter against Mountain View. Ellie Parrott to the bench. Smeraldi back on the floor. And another foul in the backcourt. This one goes against Riley Turner. Lichtenstein gets inside that defense again. That's what she loves to do. That time, instead of dishing, she took it all the way, and that's her second basket of the day. Just past the midway point here in the second. 6-point lead for the Mountain View Lady Eagles. 3 ball in the air. Vanessa Harvey just off the bench. Can't get it to go. Now Lichtenstein bulldozing in again, and a whistle and a tie-up. Possession arrow will keep it. We'll actually take it the other way with Mountain View. Parra back in after a very short break. Stand by. Called for traveling. Eagles break the pressure again. This Eagles team for a small school is one of the better teams I've seen with handling full court pressure. Harvey thought about it. Instead, Sanders will try a long one. Chased down by Kilmer. Now Addison bullying her way in, and the foul is called. Kilmer's attempted the only 2 free throws of the game for either team. She's now 3 for 3. First miss, 21-14. Eagles lead it by a touchdown, 2:35 to play. First half. Griffin knifes through 2 defenders and gets the roll. Claire Griffin, in her second year as a starter for the Blue Knights, brings them within 5. Kersey out to pressure Kilmer on the perimeter. Lob down low, Kilmer, catch and shoot. Lichtenstein gets the block. Impressive there by Lichtenstein to get up. Now takes it inside. Couldn't believe how open she was and missed the shot. Impressive sequence there from Lichtenstein, but right until the very end. 1:20 to play before the break. They dare Sanders to shoot it, and now they commit the foul. It'll be 3 free throws for Aubrey Sanders. The foul by Lichtenstein, that's her second. Mountain View, again the favorites this season, Lackawanna Conference Small School Division. Elk Lake and Blue Ridge have been their toughest competition over the past several years, but really Mountain View has been the class of the division. Sanders gets all 3. And it's matches the biggest lead of the day, 24-16, Eagles. They've never trailed in this first half. Steal by Harvey. Sam gets it right back, Stambaugh. Right at Kilmer. Eagles will slow things down now with 45 seconds to play in the half. Turner gets past Griffin and scores. Quick first step by Riley Turner. It's the first double-figure lead of the day. 22 seconds on the second quarter clock. Good ball movement. Kersey tees up a 3. Yes. Ellie Kersey from downtown, the first three-point shot of the day for Sem. 7-point game, 5 seconds left. Kilmer fouled with a hip check by Stambaugh. One and a half seconds. Brooklyn Anderson checks in, replacing Riley Turner. There's no gym in northeastern Pennsylvania that gets quieter when an opponent's shooting free throws than Wyoming Seminary. They're very polite here, always. 27-19 is your halftime score. Mountain View over Wyoming Seminary. Stay with us. We'll be back with second half action in just a little bit. Halftime here at Wyoming Seminary. Got a good one going between two teams that have some pretty high expectations this season. Paul Garrity here with you today. Mountain View coming off that state semifinal appearance a year ago. 2-2 to start the season. They lead Wyoming Seminary here as we start the third quarter, 27-19. It was 10 first half points from Addison Kilmer, along with balanced scoring from the rest of the starting five. All 27 Eagle points came from their starters in the first half, including 3 from Riley Kilmer, who missed that shot. Wyoming Seminary in the white jerseys got 7 from the freshman Ellie Kersey off the bench, who I believe was 3 for 3 from the field. I don't recall her missing a shot. This foul goes against Kilmer. Addison Kilmer, her first. The first free throw attempt of the game by Wyoming Sem. Off the mark from Ella Stambaugh, the freshman. 27-20. Eagles. Largest lead was 8. That was the halftime margin. And a timeout called by Bill Simons from the Mountain View bench. We've played 34 seconds here in the second half. Wyoming Seminary trails Mountain View 27-20. Wyoming Seminary will need to come back from an 8-point halftime deficit if they want to remain undefeated. Convincing wins for the Knights over Northwest and Old Forge to start the season. Eagles made 2 3-point shots in the first half. They were 7 for 9 from the charity stripe. Griffin probably should have taken that all the way to the rim. Instead, she settled for the short jumper, but the second effort goes down for Claire Griffin. Her third basket of the game, the lead down to 5. Kilmer breaks the pressure. Open look, straightaway 3 from Sanders, missed the rim. But good hustle by Riley Kilmer to get the second chance. Getz for 3. Nothing but net for Claire Getz. Her second from downtown today. And the lead back up to 8 at 30-22. Lichtenstein passes on the open 3. Stambaugh, aggressive to the rim. Grabs her own miss, and a foul called against Mountain View. Vanessa Harvey back in, replacing Riley Turner. Should mention the foul called against Wyoming Seminary in the closing seconds of the first half was against Lexi Lichtenstein. That's her third. So Lichtenstein on the floor with 3 fouls. Ellie Parra's jumper rattles out. Nice job by Stambaugh to deny the entry pass. Stambaugh's come out of the locker room a little more aggressive in this quarter on both ends of the floor. Kilmer's straight line drive knocked away. Knights force the turnover. 5:22 to play in the third. Timeout called by Wyoming Seminary. They trail it 30-22 here on Service Electric TV. Our next broadcast will be Monday night from Mountaintop as the Crestwood boys take on Nanticoke here on Channel 9. Channel 509 in high definition. We'll also have games Wednesday and Thursday night before returning back here on Saturday for a doubleheader. Girls at 2:15 and the Seminary boys at 6 o'clock. Lichtenstein off the crossover. Fadeaway J from about 13 feet, rattles in. Lichtenstein managing those 3 personal fouls, brings Sem within 6. Near turnover. Bad decision there by Riley Kilmer. Stambaugh. Again, aggressively to the rack. She's gotten some good looks in this quarter, but still looking for her first field goal. Addison Kilmer, a little scoop shot on the run. Count it at +1. Little playground move that time by Addison Kilmer. Not something you'd necessarily teach, but got the shot up at the rim. And I'll head to the free throw line. .423 to play, third quarter. Kilmer looking to give Mountain View their largest lead of the afternoon. Led by 8 on a number of occasions. Smeraldi not expecting the pass, was looking to set a screen. Midway through period number 3. Harvey's turnaround. Didn't really get a good look at the rim as she took that shot, and a foul called with 3:51 to play in the quarter. Goes against Aubrey Sanders, her first. Third against the team. Griffin steamrolls towards the rim. Short with the shot. Sanders the strong side rebound. Kilmer explodes past Stambaugh and scores. Addison Kilmer, a game-high 14 points. And it's the biggest lead of the day at 10. Griffin off the pump fake. Did everything but finish. 3 minutes to play in the third. 34-24 Eagles. Sanders scoops it up. Stambaugh, nice outlet pass for a streaking Ellie Kersey. Or check that, that's Para. Excellent bounce pass delivery there on the move by Stambaugh, and the lead down to 8. Timeout on the floor. You're watching high school basketball here on Service Electric TV. Paul Garrity here with you for our 5th game of the week here on Service Electric Cable. 5th straight day we've had a live game for you here on Channel 9 and Channel 509 in high definition. 5 more games on the air next week. Full court pressure shown, and the turnover in the backcourt. Stambaugh, the finish. Down to a 6-point game. Mountain View has controlled this game, but Wyoming Seminary has been able to hang around within striking distance, and there's another turnover. Mountain View's really handled that pressure well tonight, but it seems like Sem has kind of upped the defensive intensity coming out of that timeout. Stambaugh running the point on this trip, gets to the rim, but can't finish. Griffin battling underneath, but it's secured by Riley Kilmer. Nice look from Addison Kilmer, but the shot too strong by Brooklyn Anderson. Knights will reset. Lichtenstein is on the bench with 3 personal fouls. So Stambaugh running the point, the freshman. Step back Jay grazes front iron. Minute 25 to go, third stanza. Seminary hasn't been closer than 6 at any point in this second half. It's been played in a real tight window since halftime as Addison Kilmer gets positioned down low, and she's got 16. 8-point game, under a minute in the third. Stambaugh rejected by Kilmer, but a foul is called up top. Eric Lawson said Kilmer got a piece of the arm. And that's the second foul against the Eagles' leading scorer. That was just the third free throw attempted by Wyoming Sem today. Stambaugh 2 for 4 for the game from the line. 48 seconds left in the third. 36-29, Eagles. Long baseball pass down court. Kilmer catches on the run, explodes to the tin and gets it, plus the foul. Addison Kilmer's just simply been the best player on the floor today, and she's been the difference maker. Game that otherwise two teams that are pretty evenly matched. Three-point play converted. Lead back up to 10. Griffin finds Smeraldi down low. Haley, I don't know if she ever really had a good 100% handle on that ball. Kind of pushed it up at the rim with the left, trying to get it up quickly. Stambaugh, another step back deep one. That time goes down. Ella Stambaugh brings Sem back within 7. 4 seconds to play in the third. And the Eagles are satisfied with that margin. 3 periods in the books here in Kingston, and it's Mountain View 39 and Wyoming Seminary 32. Expected a good competitive game here today. That's exactly what we've got. Two teams that can definitely do some things in the respective divisions this season. Wyoming Seminary has had a couple down seasons in the last couple years, but this should be their best team in quite a while. They're off to a good start, 2-0 with 2 blowout victories, but trail here to start the fourth. 39-32. Some discussion at the table. Not sure if there's an issue with foul totals or if... Okay. Seems like we have that straight. I wonder if they were going back to that first half basket by Ellie Kersey as Griffin scores that was ruled a 2-point shot, at least on the scoreboard, but to me looked like it was definitely a 3. I did not see what the officials called, and I wonder if the 2 respective scorebooks possibly had different results of that shot. I'm just guessing here. It might have been something way less important than that. But either way, it's 39-34 Mountain View. 7:19 to go in the third. Eagles have been man-to-man the whole night. Stambaugh misses on a runner. Second crack at it. Lichtenstein back on the floor, buries the jumper, and it's a three-point game. One possession game for the first time since about early in the second quarter. 8 points for Lexi Lichtenstein today. Little 7-0 run here by Sem to get back within a possession. Open look, Harvey launches and Lichtenstein climbs the ladder for the defensive board. Numbers for Sem, Lichtenstein, beautiful dish inside, par the finish. It's a 1-point game, 9 straight points by the Knights. Crowd getting into it here in Kingston. This is the loudest I've heard this gym in a while. Getz attacks the rack. And 2 free throws coming. First free throw attempts by Claire Getz today. She's got 8 points. Or check that, 9 points. Brooklyn Anderson goes to the bench. Riley Kilmer back in. Getz missed the rim, so it'll be Seminary basketball. 5:46 to play. It's 40-38 Eagles. Parra tried to get it to a cutting Stambaugh, knocked away. It'll remain with the Knights. 5:42 to play in the fourth. Stambaugh right into the chest of Kilmer and draws the contact. Seems pretty clear to me that Ella Stambaugh was specifically told at halftime, or just made the decision, that she's going to be much more aggressive in the second half. All 9 of her points since halftime, and we're tied at 40 apiece. First time we've been tied since about midway through the first quarter. I think if you're Bill Simons, you want Kilmer to touch the ball at some point on this possession. Sets a screen instead for Riley Kilmer. Give and go, Addison Kilmer, the second effort. 21 for the Mountain View Center. And they're back in front by a bucket. 4:52 to play in the ball game. Stambaugh steps into a jumper, misfires, and it'll go to the Knights, or check that, the Eagles. Three fouls against Addison Kilmer, 3 for Lexi Lichtenstein for Sem. Stambaugh comes up with the loose ball. Knocked away from behind. It'll be Seminary basketball, 4:20 on the fourth quarter clock. Lichtenstein off a screen, launches and misses. That would have given Sem their first lead of the day. Riley Kilmer gets penetration. Here's Getz for three. Kept alive by Lichtenstein, but right to Riley Kilmer for the Mountain View layup. 44-40 Eagles. Nice dish inside. Kersey swatted away by Kilmer. Griffin the second effort. Foul called. It's the second against Aubrey Sanders. First free throw attempts of the game for anyone other than Ella Stambaugh for the Knights. Griffin calls bank, knocks it in to trim the lead to three. 3:40 to play in the fourth. It's 44-41, Mountain View. Once again, a reminder, we'll be back on the air on Monday night at 7 o'clock as Nanticoke takes on Crestwood in boys basketball action. Expected to be one of the better games we see all season. Two teams expected to do some good things in their respective divisions in the Wyoming Valley Conference. Nanticoke is the preseason favorite in Division II. Crestwood has some talent coming back from last year's squad as well. So that one Monday night, 7 o'clock, right here on channel 509 in high definition. 3:27 to play. It's a 3-point Mountain View lead. Pass off target. Seminary defended that well. Lichtenstein trying to go coast to coast, way too easy. If you're a Mountain View fan, it's a 1-point Eagle lead. Eagles had a 10-point lead earlier in this second half. Now Addison Kilmer steamrolls in. Offensive foul whistled against Addison Kilmer, and that is her fourth. That might be the biggest play of the game so far. I'll say it is the biggest play of the game so far. It waves off a basket, and it gives Kilmer her fourth personal. Too strong for Stambaugh. 3-point Eagle lead and the basketball. 2:35 to play. Each team has multiple timeouts at their disposal. Patient trip here for Mountain View as they lead by one. We've reached the 2-minute mark. Kilmer with the left, not there. Seminary's never led all afternoon. They can change that with a basket here. Lichtenstein off a ball screen, screen roll, layup no good. And a missed opportunity for the Knights. 1:28 to play. Timeout Mountain View. 1:16 to play. We're coming down to the wire here in Kingston with the Eagles leading the Knights 44-43. Back here at Wyoming Seminary, we'll set the stage. Just over a minute to play in the ball game. Mountain View leads Wyoming Seminary by 1. Addison Kilmer has a game-high 21 points for Mountain View, but she also has 4 fouls. It's been balanced scoring for Wyoming Sem. Lexi Lichtenstein has 10. Ella Stambaugh has 11, all of them since halftime. 9 points for Claire Griffin, 7 for Ellie Kersey. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. 1:16 on the clock. Little give and go out of the timeout. Gets a good look. Rebound tap to Riley Kilmer. Out of bounds, Seminary basketball. A 1:05 to play. Lichtenstein knifes through a double team, foul's called. If it's Kilmer, that's her 5th. And it's not. Tell you what, that could have went either way, but they're going to call it against Claire Getz. And that's her 2nd. First trip to the free throw line today for Lexi Lichtenstein. Clutch for the experienced senior who's been a starter since she was a freshman. Now for the first lead of the day for Sem. 45-44 Knights. They've climbed all the way back. It's taken them a while to do it, but they lead by 1. 42 seconds left. Harvey down low to Kilmer. One-on-one with Stambaugh in the post, and Addison Kilmer wrestles the lead back for the Eagles. Timeout called with 27 seconds to play. Back and forth we go. Mountain View leads by 1 on Service Electric TV. Timeout was called by Mountain View, so they have 1 remaining. They'll have to deal with, well, they'll come with some full court pressure. Try to make Seminary run some time off the clock, if nothing else. Stambaugh brings it across, 22 seconds to play. The Knights trail by 1. Step back jumper, Ellie Stambaugh, no good. Offensive rebound, Griffin, and a foul called against Mountain View. Believe it was called on Get, and it was. Getz, that's her third. So after Lexi Lichtenstein just buried 2 clutch free throws for Sem in their last possession, here's Claire Griffin. Second free throw in a row. The backboard's there for a reason. This to give Sem the lead back. Still tied at 46. Lichtenstein comes out with it. 6 seconds left. And the timeout called. I think a good thing for Mountain View is Riley Kilmer was about to give a foul there with the game tied, which would have given Seminary free throws. And with 6 seconds left, Wyoming Seminary will have a chance to win it coming out of the timeout. We had a good one last night here on Service Electric Cable as Wilkes-Barre erased a double-figure deficit to come back and beat West Scranton by a point. Tonight, very similar situation. Wyoming Seminary trailed by 10 in the third quarter before a furious rally has gotten them back even at 46. And the Blue Knights have a chance to win it with 5.6 seconds on the clock. Claire Griffin will inbound. She's on the floor with Kersey, Para, Stambaugh, and Lichtenstein. Inbound to Stambaugh. Guarded by Riley Kilmer. Here's a look from Kersey for the win. No. And we head to overtime for the first time this season with our broadcast coverage here on Service Electric. 46-46. 5 minutes back up on the clock. You're watching high school basketball here on Service Electric TV. So now with 4 minutes back up on the clock, those 4 fouls for Addison Kilmer become really important again. Again, Addison Kilmer, a game-high 23 points for Mountain View. But the Knights win the tap, 46 apiece as we start the extra period. Paul Garrity here with you on a Saturday afternoon here in Kingston. Stambaugh. Up top for Griffin. Lichtenstein off one dribble. Strong rebound inside. Griffin blocked by Kilmer. It'll be Sem basketball. Kilmer might have taken elbow in the nose. as the clock stops with 3:23 to play in overtime. Blue Knights basketball. Lichtenstein off a ball screen from Para. Carves out some space. Griffin, nice look inside. Claire Griffin, a little 8-footer. And it's the biggest lead of the day for Wyoming Seminary, 48-46. 12 points for Claire Griffin. Kilmer launches from deep. Rebound Stambaugh. 2:27 on the clock here in overtime. Stambaugh for 3. That would have brought the house down. Griffin on the second effort. Seminary's really crashed the offensive glass on this run back from the 10-point deficit. Second foul against Ella Stambaugh. 2:07 to play. Eagles with the basketball. They trail by 2. Force it down low to Kilmer. Yes, and it counts. Had to really fit that entry pass into Kilmer. Made a nice catch on the run. Able to finish in traffic. 26 points on the day for Addison Kilmer. It's a 1-point Eagle lead. Nip and tuck. For the last few minutes. 1:40 to play. Lichtenstein slicing through defenders. Lost the handle. Every possession important at this point in the game. Stambaugh comes up with a loose ball. Chased by Riley Kilmer and scores. Another lead change here down the stretch. 50-49 Seminary, 1:06 to play in overtime. Harvey takes the shot off the side of the backboard. Stambaugh another rebound. Timeout called by CJ Kersey and the Knights. 50 seconds to play in the extra session. It's Seminary 50 and Mountain View 49. Paul Garrity back with you here in Kingston. It's been a good one. Great early season test for both of these teams. It's the first real close game that either one of these teams has played in the early part of the schedule. It's the 5th game already for Mountain View. Not a lot of teams have played that many games already. 1 point Seminary lead with the basketball, 49 seconds to play in overtime. How long will Mountain View wait before they give the foul? You don't want Kilmer to give it. She's got 4. And the foul given by Getz, that's her 4th. And it'll send Lichtenstein to the line for 2 with 31 seconds to play. Lichtenstein knocked down 2 clutch free throws to give Seminary their first lead, with just a couple minutes to play in the 4th. Comes up short on the first. This to make it a 2-point cushion. Back tap comes out to Kersey. Got to give the foul. And the foul given, it'll send Kersey to the line with 25 seconds on the clock. Again, if you haven't watched any high school basketball yet this year, there's no more 1-and-1s in PIAA high school basketball. Every shooting foul is 2 shots. It's been a strong game tonight from the freshman, Ellie Kersey. Three-point lead for the Knights. And the Eagles take what I believe is their last timeout. They trail Sem 52-49, 25 seconds to play in overtime on Service Electric TV. Wyoming Seminary does have a foul to give if CJ Kersey wants to use that at some point on this possession. 25 seconds left. His Blue Knights have battled back from a 10-point second half deficit to take a 3-point lead here in overtime. Mountain View will inbound. We'll have to go the length of the court. 25 seconds on the timer. Paul Garrity here with you. It's been a good one all the way between two teams that should do some damage this season. 3-ball on the way, no good. Stambaugh rebound. Dangerous pass, intercepted. Riley Kilmer, no good. Mountain View has to foul, and they don't do it. That's the way it ends. A great early season win for Wyoming Seminary as they improve to 3-0 on the young season with a 52-49 overtime victory over the defending state semifinalists, the Mountain View Golden Eagles. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast, everyone. Once again, we'll be back on the air Monday night at 7 o'clock for what promises to be yet another entertaining game between Nanticoke and Crestwood in boys basketball. For Scott Cannon, our cameraman, I'm Paul Garrity. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. You've been watching high school basketball here on Service Electric TV.